tu nombre, de dónde eres, tu edad.
Yo soy Lucas Alejandro Bovero, tengo 27.
Yo soy Mercedes Luaces y tengo 26 años y vengo de Argentina.
Meu nome é Bruno Mendes, tenho 38 anos e sou de Minas Gerais, Juiz de Fora.
Hi, my name is Lucas. I'm 26 years old. I just dived in this new world here in South America.
Beautiful people. Just had a shower. This is what my hair's looking like. Long and luscious. Here are some interviews of some travelers I met when I was in Itamambuca, which is a beach in Brazil. Originally, I went there to volunteer in a hostel and then I got kicked out. You can see on this vlog that I made. And then after I got kicked out of that hostel, I went to a different hostel, stayed there for 2 weeks and just surfed every day, ate some snacks, just had a good time, you know what I'm saying? I met these people who were also staying at the hostel and one of them was also living there. Literally everyone falls in love with this place and just moves there. It's paradise. It is paradise on earth. Paradise. It's very interesting the reasons why people travel, how they make it work. From having no money, some of them, literally $0 and they travel with their instruments, or they're leaving a 9 to 5 with loaded bank accounts and they're like, yeah, I'm going for it. Here is a little bit of a taster of their stories.
I'm 26 years old and I'm from South Tyrol. It's Italy, but it's my mother language is German, so it's a part where you have both languages. But I live in Vienna.
Why was it this year that you went and not another time?
Had this wish already for a long time to travel abroad, but I never did it. I booked a vacation of 1 month to go to Brazil, but then recognized I don't even want to get back home. I wouldn't eventually want to go back home that quickly. So I quit my job and with much luck and somehow going through the troubles, I managed to quit without notice period. And now I'm here. Already half stressed, half chilled, like I'm shaking, but yeah, I'm here.
Wow. Por que você mora aqui?
Mudei pra cá basicamente por causa do surf, mas eu vinha passar férias e na hora de ir embora não era muito legal, ficava triste. E uma das férias que eu vi, eu não fui mais embora, né? Vim pra praia quando eu quero e trabalhar quando preciso.
Para você, que é surfar?
O surf para mim fica entre uma forma de expressão artística e o esporte, porque para mim o surf não é competitivo, não é esporte competitivo, né? É uma atividade física, mas ela é mais uma forma de expressão, né, do que um esporte em si, assim, para mim.
É tu primeiro viaje ou?
No, ya he viajado.
¿Dónde has viajado?
También acá en Brasil y en Argentina, en el sur de Argentina, Patagonia, Cordillera, y en Córdoba, en Catamarca y ya. Pero en este viaje estoy aprendiendo mucho sobre los vínculos, sobre las personas y cómo soy yo con las personas. Y eso me gusta.
Salí de viaje con una compañera de vida hermosa por Argentina, por Córdoba, en 2021. Recorrí todo lo que es la parte noroeste de Argentina y después la vida nos llevó a tomar caminos diferentes. Seguí haciendo música, amo la danza, amo la música, amo conocer personas nuevas. Me gusta mucho la sincronía de reencontrarme con personas que siento que me conozco de otras vidas también. Viajo para conocer la cultura, los paisajes, las comidas y a la gente que habita los pueblos. Me gusta mucho la ancestralidad de cosas que son milenarias, que hay que ir a esa profundidad, meterse bien adentro para poder entender la realidad de otra persona.
¿Y por cuánto tiempo crees que vas a viajar? O
Hoy no hay tiempo. Hoy estoy viajando así, siguiendo mi intuición, mi instinto y pienso seguir recorriendo todo este año por Brasil. Pero también la vida cambia en un segundo.
how do you feel traveling solo? Were there any big mental barriers that you had to overcome to do this trip?
I wasn't that nervous because I've tried it for a few days in Berlin. I was there for my job, and then 3 more days I booked a hostel and went to it. And there I already saw that like when young people come together in one place, something really nice can happen. So I was happy to come here. It was more the barriers of setting the 9-to-5 life aside. But this feels more like right to me, so it's nothing I was so anxious about to come here.
Do you think after this trip you'll go back to the 9-to-5? Or do you hope?
That's a good question that I can't answer right now. But probably not. It says my guts, but I don't know. Maybe for some time, but it's nothing that's so. I don't know. As I said, I can't answer this question.
¿Qué te hace más feliz en la vida?
Surfar com os amigos. Compartilhar com as pessoas legais, conversar sobre assuntos interessantes. Eu acho que a troca de experiências de vida faz muito feliz.
Tem muitos amigos aqui?
Aqui não. Acho que amigos, na verdade, são sempre poucos, né? Amigos de verdade mesmo. As pessoas vêm, passam um tempo e vão embora. Mas sempre tem alguns amigos que são realmente amigos. São sempre poucos.
¿Has estado feliz como estás agora toda tu vida?
Ah, não, né? A vida é uma montanha-russa, né? A gente tem hora que a gente tá em altos, hora que tá em baixos. Acho que é assim pra todo mundo, né? Acho que, na verdade, a gente sentir a felicidade de verdade mesmo é justamente porque existe esse oposto a ela, né? Então, se fosse tudo sempre felicidade, seria só um normal. Né? Não faria a gente esse éxtasis, né?
Me pasó en este viaje que no lo voy a olvidar nunca. Estuve con diarrea 10 días. Pero bueno, creo que ya estoy mejor.
Mi familia materna y paterna son todos unos locos de la danza. Les gusta mucho bailar, comer en familia y hacer el ritual del asado, del encuentro, de compartir la vida en familia, agradeciendo siempre ese encuentro.
¿Y qué hace para ti? ¿Qué sentís cuando bailas?
Siento que vuelo con los pies en la tierra. Siento que puedo volar. Es una sensación única y a veces como inexplicable también, donde uno canaliza muchas emociones fuertes de la vida en el cuerpo. Ese espíritu que viaja, que se transforma y que pasa por un montón de estados y uno los puede poner en práctica con la danza, recreando, sintiendo, siendo honesto con lo que uno siente, hace y dice.
What's like your main goal for this trip? What do you want to get out of it?
My goal is not to have goals on this trip and not to have any expectations and not to think about it too much. One goal I have, improve the languages, because that's for sure. But I think it's a natural process and it will come. With the love for the culture, the language can only follow. Because you need to, it's like if you stay here and you don't speak it, you're like a baby, I feel. And also as a baby you can't stay a baby. It's impossible. I mean, it's possible, but it's better to grow up, right?
And what would you say to anyone that was living your life before that has doubts about their lifestyle and maybe wants to do something like you're doing? Like, what would you say to a person like that?
Oh my God, I don't know. I really don't know. It's hard to say it in words. To tell it in words, you have to feel the wish to experience something other than your own reality. I think going from one culture to another can give a lot. That's also how I grew up in South Tyrol with two cultures, Italian and German, and already seeing that other cultures bring so many other nice things. It can be a great motivation, I think, to discover something new culture. If someone is stuck somewhere, just go and see where. If you don't think about it, the way will lead you, I think.
Leí una vez, una chica dijo que viajar es como tener que tu corazón se rompa todo el tiempo porque vas a un lugar, haces conexiones y te vas otra vez. Y es difícil dejar las personas. ¿Qué piensas de eso?
Siento que cuando uno va viajando en ese tiempo, cada vez se desapega más rápido de esos amores del camino, de esas amistades que uno hace tan fuerte, para volver a reencontrarse en otro lugar, transformado ya, siendo quizás otra versión, quizás siendo ya otro enfoque el de tu vida. Hoy nos gusta surfear y mañana nos gusta cocinar y vivir de la cocina. Y así, con todo. El desapego, el desarraigo un poco también de las cosas. Aunque para mí el desarraigo es muy fuerte porque vengo de una raíz muy fuerte también. Entonces como que eso está muy presente en mí. Por más que quiera, siento que nunca voy a poder olvidar mi lugar, el que me vio nacer.
Você tem filhos?
Tenho um filho de 13 anos.
3 años. ¿Cómo es ser padre?
É difícil. É uma responsabilidade grande, né? Quando a gente quer realmente ser consciente ali e se preocupar mesmo com o caráter da pessoa que você está ali conduzindo a formação, né? Tem pais que não ligam, né? Ah, nasceu, o mundo cria. Mas quando a gente tem a cabeça consciente, né, e quer acompanhar, né, existem várias dificuldades, assim, que a gente tem que ser persistente, né, e continuar ali firme e tal. E a gente aprende, acho que mais do que ensina, na verdade.
En Brasil se sientan juntos, como comparten y no importa.
Sim, as pessoas são bem abertas, assim, a socialização.
Sí.
Sangue latino, né, tem muito disso.
Sí.
Os latinos
Sí.
são bem assim.
Really thankful for this experience because it's unique to see so many people vibing with each other on a different level than I am used to in Europe.
Yeah.
It's great.
¿Quién es una persona en tus viajes que puedes pensar en este momento que te hizo cambiar tu mente mucho? Una persona.
Un montón. Son un montón las personas que de alguna forma hicieron que yo hoy esté acá. Porque por más que viajemos solos, nunca estamos solos. Nunca. Ahora mira.
At the end of the day, we all have very different stories and we all have very different places that we come from, countries, situations, childhood experiences, privileges, you could say, you know, they're all very different in those ways. But what I found when I was traveling is that actually, you know, we're way more alike than we might think. And we have all these external things that are different about us and internal ones as well. But at the end of the day, we're all human. And that's what matters, you know? So be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and you got this. The world's a challenging place sometimes, especially in these times. I don't know what the frick's going on sometimes. But this is just a reminder that there is still good people out there and there's still good in the world, and it is fucking really cool sometimes. So a lot of the time actually, if you just open your eyes and allow this beautifulness to come inside. Love you guys, and I hope you have a beautiful week.
¿Algo más?